rehearsal till after Labor Day. That's the next time we will see each other. Where we have fun with this.
Thanks again, you guys. This is great fun. You guys sound wonderful. Can we hear the fans? Everybody hear the fans a little bit? Good. If you can't hear them, that's good. Give me a count. How close are we, Anthony? We're good? Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's concert by the Tehachapi Symphony Orchestra. I'm David Newby, music director, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. This is technically our 4th of July concert, 1 week early. We want to acknowledge, in sort of explaining why we're 1 week early, our wonderful hosts of many years, Country Oaks Baptist Church. We're so lucky to perform in this wonderful place. And everybody, let's give it up for Country Oaks Baptist Church. It's a beautiful hall. It's very comfortable. It sounds great. And they'll be repainting it starting on July 4th. So that's why it's not available for us. So here we are 1 week early. I'm told that this Facebook link will be available on 4th of July. So enjoy us today. And then on 4th of July, you can enjoy us again. So welcome. So we've already thanked our wonderful hosts, Country Oaks Baptist Church. These concerts take a great deal of production, and it's handled by a very small crew, the Tehachapi Symphony Orchestra Board. And it's a working board, so some of these board members are behind me, and some of them are in front of me. And I'm going to have them all come up now. Board members, step up here and be recognized. Thank you so much. So if you enjoy the concert today, it's in very large measure to those 4 individuals, and I think there are a couple others who are not here today, but it's the way these volunteer boards always are. They're very small, they work hard. If you have any interest in doing any volunteer work, I'm sure they would love to hear from you. Go to the website. I'm told that the website link is in the comments on the Facebook page. So take a look at it right now. And I asked them to put the link specifically to the donate button. It's the most important part of the page. It is a place where you can go and find out who's in the orchestra, what we're up to, what music we're playing, but it's also a place where you can go and join in. And like all arts organizations, we run on donations. We present our concerts free to the public. Everything we do is free for the performance, but they're not free for us. We have expenses, and we would love your participation. The donations are all tax deductible, and again, if you go to the page, everything is very secure online. You can make your donation. Take a look, if you would, at the page. It might look something like what I have here, and you won't be able to see this, but this is the list of our donors. And you might start at the top and see the K Club. K stands for what you might think it stands for. Those are people who give us $1,000 and more. We're very grateful to have those names up there. I'm on the list, and I'm really proud to be on that list. So if you can give us $1,000 or more, we would really appreciate it. This is what you get right here. When you donate, you get to be part of the Tehachapi Symphony Orchestra family. Not everybody can give $1,000 or more. We welcome all contributions, and as I said, they're all tax deductible. You might notice that there are donations given in memory of people. You're welcome to do that. If you know somebody who is associated with the orchestra, you could make a donation in memory of them. There are all sorts of things you could do. Maybe you might think about underwriting a concert. Wouldn't that be nice? You could have a concert done in your name. That's a little more than the K. That's a few K to do that, but consider that. So thank you to all of our donors and to all of you who are thinking about being donors. My thanks. We do 5 concerts during the year. Normally we do 4 in Country Oaks Baptist Church, and the 5th one is at Coy Burnett Field over by Tehachapi Middle School. We weren't able to do that next year. That's our big 4th of July fireworks show. Hopefully we'll be back to doing that next year. Our season starts at the end of October or the beginning of November, and we are still in the planning stage. So those of you who like symphonic music, if you have ideas for pieces you'd like to hear us perform, put them in the comments. We're going to make today a really interactive experience, I hope. So if you're out there, go ahead and write us a little comment. If you like something we play, if there's something you'd like to hear, put it in the comments. I will read them all. And who knows, maybe we'll play the piece you want to hear. Well, let's start our performance today with the national anthem, since we're celebrating the 4th of July, and we celebrate our independence and our freedom every day. So if you're at home, you can stand and sing along, or you can sit and listen. The national anthem. We thank all of our proud and brave servicemen and women. Today and throughout history, we have an armed forces salute that has a little bit of each one of the hymns for each of the 5 branches of service. So thank you to all the veterans. And if you know the words, sing along. And I'll tell you what, you can also, if you know the words to any one of these, go ahead and write them in the comments in the Facebook page. Armed Forces Salute. you, our audience here. Thank you, orchestra. Wonderful job. Bravissimo. Thank you, audience. Thank you again to all the service women and men, now and throughout history, for keeping us free. All right. I'm doing a piece now. This is one of my favorite kind of unknown gems, symphonic sketches. I'm doing this in order, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Good thing I've got the thing. Back up. This little gem we'll put away. And another unknown gem brought to my attention by our clarinetist, principal clarinetist, Jim Peck. John Philip Sousa conducted the Marine Band back in the 19th century and wrote a number of marches. This one, they usually have titles. This one, the title is The Untitled March. Not too many people know it. It's a wonderful piece. So here we go in celebration of July 4th, The Untitled March, John Philip Sousa. Thank you so much. As I was saying before, George Whitefield Chadwick, great American composer at the end of the 19th century. He was the dean of the School of Music at the New England Conservatory. Also wrote many great pieces of music. I think when you listen to this, I think you're going to hear some of the same flavor, some of the same sounds that you hear in the music of Antonin Dvorak, European composer who himself spent a couple of years in the United States, in between New York City and Spillville, Iowa. And to me, when I listen to the music of George Whitefield Chadwick, I hear the sound of to me it sounds like the beginning of the age of expansionism as the Americans in the eastern part of the country moved to the western part, and the western part is still the wide open spaces. See if you don't feel like this really sounds very panoramic. The first movement is called Jubilee. There are 4 movements. We won't do movements 2, 3, and 4. I had wanted to do the finale. We ran out of time. The finale is called A Vagram Ballad, and I think it depicts the sound of a hobo hitching a ride on a freight train and the boss of the freight train trying to catch him and throw him off. But we won't be doing that. But the first movement is called Jubilee. I think it sounds very much like a jubilee. The first theme is very exciting. And then the second and third theme sound very much more lyrical and just to me very yearning, very wide open spaces sound. George Whitefield Chadwick, Symphonic Sketches, Jubilee. Thank you so much. Well, we moved from music of Chadwick, the Dean of the New England Conservatory, to Aaron Copland, the unofficial Dean of American Music, born in 1900 in New York, lived till 1990. Studied in Europe, became intrigued by the atonal music of the early 20th century, wrote very dissonant music, and then changed his ways and decided he wanted to write something a little more simple, a little bit more American sounding, and he is best known for his 3 ballets that he composed in collaboration with the great American choreographer Martha Graham, all on American themes, Appalachian Spring, Billy the Kid, great ballet about the famous outlaw of the American West, and Rodeo. And this is maybe the most famous moment in Rodeo. It's Hoedown. It's about a big cowboy party. Hope you like it. Aaron Copland, Hoedown from Rodeo. Aaron Copland, ladies and gentlemen. We're featuring lots of American composers, lots of American themes today. If you're looking at the program online, the next two pieces are out of order, or the orchestra's out of order. Somebody's out of order. That's okay. We're going to reverse them though. We're going to play The Sound of Music next. And I put this on the program for lots of reasons. First of all, it's a great musical by the American duo Rodgers and Hammerstein, based, of course, in Austria. But one of the things, every time I come to Country Oaks Baptist Church, I told the orchestra this earlier, and you walk outside, there's this beautiful panoramic view of the mountains of Tehachapi. It's not quite the Austrian Alps, but it feels a little Alpish to me. It's always, we're a little bit elevated in the altitude. I think we're above 4,000 feet, so the air is really nice, really crisp, very green outside, so I always kind of feel in an Alpish mood when I come here. The film just had its 50th anniversary a couple years ago. I saw it for the first time. I'd never seen it. And I told the orchestra this too. We're going to be playing all of the big selections from the musical. And one of them is Do Re Mi, which the whole time I've known that song, maybe you feel the same way. It sounds like a little kid's song, and in a way it is. But it's this moment where Maria bonds with the children through music and teaches them the art of sight reading. As a longtime theory teacher, this moved me to tears when I heard it. Maybe you're not quite as passionate about solfege as I am, but it's a moment that's full of lots of other beautiful moments, but that one to me is still kind of my favorite now after seeing the movie. So here we go, guys. This is wonderful arrangement by Robert Russell Bennett of the music of Richard Rodgers, The Sound of Music. Thank you so much, everybody. Sound of Music. Our next piece is maybe not so well known, a little bit more contemporary. The great brass player, trumpet and flugelhorn, Chuck Mangione, was best known for his single Feel So Good back in the 70s, a nice disco song for those of us who played disco back in the day. But he wrote this piece of music. It's part of a soundtrack to a movie called The Children of Sanchez. And so that's what we have, is this little arrangement. It's a very Latin sounding piece. Children of Sanchez, arranged by Bob Phillips and Jerry Dennison. Thank you so much, everybody. Wonderful job, orchestra. Thank you so much. Well, it says intermission. We're not going anywhere. The orchestra is going to sit here for a minute. We are going to do just a little bit of chit-chat. We have two special things before we start part two. One, we want to revisit this, donations. So take a look, if you would, at the donors page. Good time to go to the Tehachapi website and look at that donor page. Find the donor button. Let your cursor go there and click on it. Just think about that tax-deductible donation for whatever you're comfortable donating. It really helps us a lot. We really appreciate it. And helps us enrich this community. Community is all on our radar now, right? We lost touch with our community for the last year. Tehachapi Orchestra was one of the first orchestras back in person last September. We did outdoor concerts, then we did masked concerts, and now we're glad to be indoor without our masks. So we led the way. Think about joining us. Make that little donation. Keep us alive. Here to talk about that just a little bit more is our second clarinetist, longtime second clarinetist from the orchestra. Please welcome Wayne Thompson.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I've been in the orchestra for over 10 years. I don't know how long. Yeah, I am so lucky. I am so lucky. These people are so lucky. You as a community are so lucky to have this orchestra here. I have played personally Beethoven's all 9 symphonies, many more than once. I played all the Brahms symphonies, Schumann symphonies, not to mention Stravinsky, Gershwin. It's pretty cool. Many of us are teachers. I really, really love going, I'm a substitute sometimes, going into a classroom, putting the time of the concert up on the board, and watching and telling the kids to write it down and promising them extra credit, which I can't give because I'm a substitute. And if they come to a concert, and it is so fun when the kids come up in intermission or after concert and say, well, we thought that was cool. And to know that maybe they've never heard an orchestra before in their life. There is nothing like an orchestra. Even if you have an $18,000 sound system in your living room, it's still not the same ambiance as sitting in front of a real orchestra. I contribute sporadically. I forgot and I left my $51 check up on the stand. I was going to show it to you. But that's what I'm contributing today. And yeah, contribute, help support this orchestra. That's what I got.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it. Yeah, one of the great things, I don't know what you can see on the home screen, but one of the great things about performing in this venue is you are really close. Here's the orchestra. Here's me. Here's the front row of the audience. You're right there. And it's a little intimidating, I think, sometimes for the orchestra to have them so close. But one of the things, this is the absolute truth, I'd say at least every third concert, somebody from the audience will say, you know, I just heard that piece performed by the New York Philharmonic, and you guys are better. And who am I to contradict such a statement? But I think what the reaction is to have that immediacy of sound, where you're not 40 rows back, but you're right there. So come and be right here when we have our next season, and help us make that next season possible with a donation. We appreciate it. So one of the things we do to raise money is every year we have a raffle, and there are 2 grand prizes. One grand prize is we give away a check for $1,000, but the real grand prize is you get to conduct the orchestra. So we have a guest conductor to lead us through another Sousa March. It's going to be the Stars and Stripes Forever. There are words for this. I'll tell you what, my interactive home audience, see if you can Google the words and then see if you can find out who wrote the words. And then you can maybe sing along as well. But let's welcome to the podium in her debut as a conductor, this year's winner of the baton, Diane Peterson.
Thank you. I've already spoken to the group here, the orchestra, and told them I am so honored to be standing here in front of you and even more honored to be standing at this podium. What do we call this?
Baton.
A baton, with the baton. If I am green, I am green from the very beginning to the end. I have a few little tidbits. Earlier, we listened to a John Philip Sousa song. It didn't have a title. This one, Stars and Stripes, not only has a name, but it has a title. And the title was given to it by an act of Congress when it was adopted as the National March. That was in 1987, although the first presentation was in 1897 in Philadelphia. So those are two little tidbits, a couple little tidbits. But when I was doing my research, I also found that the origin and the beginning of this song is very different than the Happy March that you're going to hear performed today. So I would challenge you to Google Stars and Stripes, the origin, and see what the real beginning was. I'm just going to tease you with that. And while we've had performances in 1897, 1987, today, Tehachapi Orchestra, the Symphony Orchestra, performs Stars and Stripes for you.
Diane Peterson, everybody. You saw her here first. All right. Thank you so much. Well, we've got some movie themes and some TV themes now that we're going to be entertaining you with. The next one features our strings and our percussion and our keyboard. It's music from the film La La Land. If you've never seen this film, you owe it to yourself. If you've ever driven a Los Angeles freeway, you owe it to yourself to at least watch the first 10 minutes of La La Land. It's a terrific intro. I think the whole film is really good, and the music is very good as well. So here we go. It's La La Land. The composer is Justin Hurwitz, arranged by Robert Longfield. TV show began with a lighted fuse. I still remember it. Didn't we all love it? Back when spies were all the rage. Your mission, should you decide to accept, right? And you remember, you will be, should you be captured, you will be disavowed. We all learned the word disavowed with this one. Mission Impossible theme, written by Lalo Schifrin, arranged by Calvin Custer. Flute and clarinet, great solos in the middle. Thank you guys very much. Orchestra. Fun, 5 beats to the bar. From spies to police. Maybe the greatest place to work as a policeman, right? Hawaii Five-0. Music by Mort Stevens, arranged by Bob Cerulli. of all the great film composers, where would we be without John Williams? So many wonderful themes. Just that those low bass notes kept me out of the ocean since 1975. That's it. Goosebumps just hearing them. Star Wars, of course, and then this one. Great movie with Christopher Reeve. Really looked like Superman, didn't he? He was just such a wonderful talent. So sorry to lose him so tragically. But a wonderful theme by John Williams, Superman. wonderful job orchestra. They did great. Doesn't that sound like Superman? Boy, you got to hand it to John Williams, doesn't it? Every now, if you know classical repertoire, you say, oh, he borrowed that from Strauss, he borrowed that from Stravinsky. But that's part of a great composer, knowing what to borrow and how to use it. And I just think he's great. This next score, this is our last one. And before we play this last one and I talk about it, I asked some of the orchestra members if they wanted to talk about fundraising, and Wayne stepped up. And we also had another volunteer, our principal flutist. She is right there. She is over there on the side. Please welcome Lisa McKim.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am so full of gratitude to this board, and I'm so full of gratitude to our director and my friends that I've come to know the last 2 years when I moved here. How awesome is it to be able to come to a community and do the thing that you know how to do? I don't play soccer. I don't play golf. And I don't play baseball or softball, so I'm not part of any of those kind of community things. I do ride a horse, and I'm trying to do better in that. So I have those friends, but it's such a blessing to be able to come into a community as a new person. I've been here 2 full years now, and I get to play music with my family, because I have family members here. I have my neighbors here. And I have friends from Los Angeles here, and this is really awesome. Just like you would support your baseball programs and your football programs and all the school programs, it's important to support a community orchestra. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. I know it takes a lot because, you see, I've been a band director for a lot of years, and I happen to be the new Tehachapi High School band director this year. So I'm very happy to be here, and I got to work, and we brought our equipment from the high school to help out the orchestra, and with some wonderful friends of the community that help load it. There's so much that goes behind this, and I am so impressed with this board. You've been together for a long time, and someone had a vision. Our concert master, we had a vision of this beautiful orchestra, and she's kept it alive since 1998. I mean, that's amazing. That is just so amazing. So I ask you, to all of the Tehachapi residents and beyond the borders of Tehachapi, please support this orchestra. We need you to support it because we need to keep going and make music for our friends, our neighbors, and our families, and our students. It's really, really important. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much, and thank you. Oh, you guys, everybody's so wonderful, and so is Dr. Newby. What would we do without Dr. Newby? So,
Thank you so much, Lisa. That's great. Yes, it's wonderful to be part of this group. 2 things about the Tehachapi Symphony. Number 1, very often what we do with our concerts, if we do kind of older repertoire like Beethoven, Mozart, even 19th century Brahms, the strings have this huge workout. They're playing in every measure, all these notes. The brass and the wind's a little bit less. But when we do a concert like this with a lot of contemporary music, a lot of pop music, everybody's playing all the time. And so the brass and the winds and the percussion, they're just all working hard, as well as the strings, who always do. So my thanks to everybody. And when we get to the end, I'll just have everybody take a bow by section. We'll just kind of start at the back and work our way up. And the other thing is that it really is great, as Lisa was saying, to have an orchestra with such wonderfully different backgrounds. We have a lot of music educators in here, people who teach all the time. We have people who are full-time professional musicians, and we've got fewer of these now, but when I first started with the Tehachapi Orchestra, we had people who had played their instruments in their teens, put them away for 50 years, and then pulled them out and played again, and it was wonderful to see. And we still might have 1 or 2 of those, I'm not sure, but anyway, just a real wide range of musical backgrounds, but everybody just plays so wonderfully, and it's great to work with all of these guys. So keep feeding your comments here on during our last piece. This is a modern classic. I love the score. Have you guys all seen all of the Pirates of the Caribbean? I don't know how many there are now. I just saw the first, I think, 2 after that. But this theme, can't you just hear the pirates crawling across the bow of the boat in the first few bars? Pirates of the Caribbean, everybody. Music by Klaus Badelt, arranged by Ted Ricketts. Thank you so much for joining us. Here we go. The brass. Thank you so much, you guys. Tehachapi Symphony. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Is this something for me?
David, Dr. Moody, thank you so much for getting us through this really interesting season. It took everybody to put it together, and then you performed it with out in front. God's moving. So thank you so much, very much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you. And since you brought it up, I would really like to acknowledge the courage and the vision of the board to get the Tehachapi Symphony playing. It's September 2020. And thank all of the musicians who turned out to play in September 2020 and every concert after that, and to all of our audience who showed up. It was very moving for me. Just in those short few months, it made me realize what a great thing it is that we all do for each other, and how much I missed it, and how incredibly good and inspiring it felt to be back in front of these wonderful musicians doing what we do. So these roses, I'll take them home, but they're all for you as well. Not enough to go around. Tehachapi Symphony Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, audience. Don't forget to visit the donors page and come back and see us in the fall. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you, audience, for being here.
from the area?
Everybody took their music over here.
I'm getting it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting it. Oh, you're not doing the library again, are you?
I'm gonna take probably 2 trips out because I got some more stuff over, so I'll be right back. I'm out this side. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that's hard for me is that Christmas ones on Friday. And
If he just does the normal science stuff, we can do that. Between the two of them. I know that's one Brenda really likes. I do too.